All you cave people, clan of the cave bear people, shit. They were painting with their, painting their great legacies on the walls of their caves. Um, uh, I understand, I've got, there's Bob, there's Haley, there's Steve, got portraits of my family, you know, people that, love the truth of existence and have faith in the truth of existence. I got pictures, so I understand that. I understand having pictures of people that love you, that you love. I get it. I don't get having pictures of people that mass murder people over money because they got control their dick in their brains. I don't get that. I don't get statues of, mass murderers and mass murderers making statues for propaganda. I don't get that. But I do get a portrait of Bob and Haley and Stiff and Bigfoot. Yeah. I get that. And then a picture of Uncle Donald because that grandma had a picture of grandma and grandpa, mom and dad, and Uncle Jimmy and the kiddos. I get that. And that one, Aunt Frances painted that one. That's Ferry Across the Mersey. And I think Aunt Frances painted those also in the corner over there. She's a pretty good artist. She is. She's a good artist. Like Linda is too. Linda painted some out there in the shed I had that we have, and they're nice. One was like some donkeys in front of it. I think I gave that to her. And then one is like on foil. It's like a llama or something. I can't remember what it was, but it's neat. But yeah, Linda's a good artist. Yeah. And so, people who eat people, they're the hungriest people in the world. With one person, one very special person, the devourer of all, hope and faith. The creepiest of the creepy people who want to be in power people. Don't worry about it, man. Your technology is getting better, and it's globally connecting to solve most human problems. And it's like most human problems come from human selfishness. Weren't you paying attention to Judah Krishnamurti and those scientists back in the 1980s? There was like, no, God. So, but yeah, Amy, she's so cool. She helps me keep my prostate alive with asking me questions and this and that. And and she's not a pervert. Scientists abused her, so she has this connection to the Big Bang Theoryers and stuff, and I'm like, okay. And she was correct in her attempts to try to help us all survive hell. Okay. If we'd invited Steffi into the bedroom, then we would have had Patrick at home, Steffi in the bedroom, 3 incomes, Patrick helping watch the kids. It would have been like, oh, that's fucking genius. It'd been like King David's Israel. Like Saladin's, yeah, and Muhammad's, yeah. Yeah, she had it down. She'd had more sexual fun and adventures right there in the house, with Stephanie and me, and with Stephanie there, it would have been perfect for me, because with Stephanie there, we wouldn't have incorporated more men, but we could have gotten more women. I'd be like, okay, I'm tired, you guys. Okay. Can I just watch and set this one out? Okay. Okay. Wow. And Stephanie would have liked it, because Stephanie would have liked Amy. It's just pretty much controlling Amy with the men. And Stephanie would have been able to do that because she's a dominating personality that's scary. And Amy wouldn't have crossed. See, I'm not scary. I won't kill you if you fuck someone else. I'll kill them if it's a guy, but I won't kill you, right? So Amy was fine, right? I won't get killed. The Oscar will get killed. Nate Reynolds will get killed. Angel's brother will get killed, but not me. No, not me. They'll all get killed. The guy's crossing the line trying to breed Earl out of existence. Oh, dead as a doornail. Yeah, he'll kill him. Okay. Smell the pheromones, right? But the woman, no. We need women to live, and these men are acting like bitches, and I'm a man. You make love with a man. What are you thinking? They peanut toed us. They were doing genome sequencing science studies. They were going back to the clan of the William Shatner cave bear, going to study the penguin, Janker and Penguin, or Janker and Poker and Jangwin, or I can't remember. Remember that one with the sign flute, the flying suit? It's one of my favorites. Batman and Robin meet with the Batman movies. The one that they made it recently, the funny one about no Clayface and what's the other guy's name? The blonde, funny Aquaman was actually kind of charming. I was like, this is actually quite charming. And this is before, they all started really head fucking me and people were just paying their bills. I like this one. It's kind of cute. Yeah. The bold and the whatever it is. So I have that one. There are a few I have to look at the timelines and go, okay. And then everything after 2013, absolute caca. Okay, by January 22nd, 2013, every piece of propaganda is completely fucking worthless. Oh, yeah, it is. On the South Lawn, you should have, una poco de gracia, but you didn't. And then by January 22nd, 2013, shit rolls downhill. And now shit's just rolling downhill ever since. And it's just been rolling downhill ever since. It's been a lot. I go to the movies and I go downtown. People keep telling me, don't be hanging around. And if you knew what was up in the sky, you'd be scared. I'm not afraid of satellites. I'm not afraid of idiots that manipulate each other with satellites. It's essentially the same things that, quote, any aliens with higher technology would be doing too. Yeah, it's not the you can't really expand on the stupidity of selfishness. It pretty much stands on its own, but it doesn't stand at all. United we stand, divided we fall, and if our back should ever be against the wall. I like that song too. That's a good song. We'll be together. I have that on my. There's no other place I'd rather be than with your side, my love. It's a good tune, right? Also, I think they're Scottish or something like that. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. It's like we already have all the shit they're talking about, right? With turtle doves and it, we have those. We have that too. We've already got those. Just forgive debt and trespass, love one another, and stop singing songs for money. Here's a Diet fucking Coke, okay? It's just like, what the fuck? Guys, damn, they're dumb. Yes. Selfishness, pay attention to me, I need more money to sexually procreate, are dumb. They are dumb. They are the dumbest fucking people in the history of fucking because you need money to fuck because you're dumb. Do you remember the time we invented money? Yes, I do. Okay. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. What happened? We started walking, went to the River Jordan, and we're still walking. And so I got this, and so Amy's a big help. She really is. I married her for a reason. And Jesus told me to. And Steffi, I married Steffi and Amy for a reason. All right. Because they were focal points of bad science projects to try to kill people because they're not good enough to live here. It's like you're still charging money to live here. They're just reacting to being extorted. Steffi was a total bitch with Jake's mom because she wanted to be with Jake's mom because Jake's mom owned a house and And Earl's already got a job at a Fortune 500 company, but no money because you take it all to have sex with all the bimbos at the bar because you're all that in a bag of chips and the hottest thing at one of the hottest things at all the gay lesbian bars in Phoenix. You don't see that. And I would explain it to her all the time. I sit there and go, you yelled at your mother to go to the bar and find somebody, and she came back with Shelby, and he wasn't good enough because the cartoon character that was the bar hopping, leg lifting fucker that got your mom pregnant and left is a better person than Shelby Henry, which is not the case. Shelby is dyslexic and gets emotional, and it can be a little embarrassing. But the thing about it is, you can live with that. He stays, he pays the bills, he brings out, I'll be doggone if I didn't bang you my pay, baby. And if I found out that you was no good, then I wouldn't be doggone. No, that was Shelby Henry. He was the best. Okay? He couldn't read, he couldn't play football anymore. Okay? But he would not take all his money and go to the bar and fuck shitty women and laugh at you and talk shit about you. He wasn't Billie Holiday's man. He was the man that, I think I'll color this man father. I think I'll color this man love. Okay. You have to get your education to get out of here. Him and Bird Henry were the same way, the Bird Gang. Okay. When Bird Henry, it killed those gangbangers that tried to put his kids into the gang, and they all went to college and all got basketball scholarships and all got out of the wards in Houston. The Bird Henry Gang, one of the most famous gangs in the history of Houston, Texas. Yeah, everybody still talk about it to this day. Okay, they tell me that story. No, he sat there, he set everybody out the house, and he waited, and he killed all them little trifling nests. It was like 8 or 9 of them. They showed up in 2 cars. Dragged their bodies across the lawn, put them in the thing, called the cops. The cops came up, wrote it up. Yeah, it looks like these men tried to come in. He got them before they even got out the fucking cars. And the cops wrote it up that they were breaking into Mr. Henry's house, and Mr. Henry took proper action. He was an ex-Vietnam vet, keeping his kids out of gangs. High Potential would have wrote it up the same way. Yes, they would have. Oh, well, Elizabeth, don't try to solve the crime, Matlock. Everything's okay around here. We don't have an opioid epidemic in the Burt Henry gang in the wards of Houston, right? Hallelujah, brother. Shelby couldn't get into the military because he was dyslexic. He tried to play football, and he only got so far, like junior college or whatever, because, and he wasn't a starter and a star and a player. He was a good ball player. Okay, he was a big guy who could play offensive and defensive line. He just wasn't good enough. We all can't be Bronny James, LeBron James, Tom Brady, or Lincoln Kennedy, but we can all live the Lord's Prayer, you peanut toe crude ass motherfuckers. Okay? I am the Messiah for a reason. Yes. I could have been an actor. I could have been a singer. I could have been a dancer. My favorite dancers of all times at first, and I get that a lot from their little relatives that are so cutie pies, is the Nicholas brothers. Okay. And I did, like I did with Abraham and King David, I did judge Harold Nicholas, and it was a wrong judgment. I was very upset with him. But it was auto primger. It was the same shit I went through with the Quorum of the 12 and the Vatican and the Pentagon and stuff. And so, afterwards, when it was nice that you guys gave me a lot of those things to sit and watch those videos. And I made up with, because I always liked Harold Nichols, the Nicholas brothers, and I always liked Farrad. They were, amazing athletes that just worked their asses off to try to deliver their family from poverty. And they didn't do it to be mean. They didn't do it to rub it in other people's face. They just did it to be the best, so they could get the parts, so they could get their family out of the ghetto. Okay, and that's fair to do the splits. No, it hurts. It hurts. And I was right about that. I saw a thing. It was a different video. It was with just Harold, and they set up a rail on a stairway. And he jumped up on it and slid down in the splits on it and then landed in the splits, and then bounced back up and started. I was like, oh, holy crap, that's the most athletic, amazing thing. What about the most athletic, amazing things I've ever seen in my life? I'm going to try to, I was like, I ain't doing the splits. That shit hurts. My testicles can't handle that. But I can do a lot of the other stuff. Yeah, I can do the jumps and the leaps and So 2 of my first favorite athletes of all time were Harold and Farrad Nicholas. They didn't say their names. They would just put on the shows on TV, and I'd watch them, and I go, oh my gosh, they're amazing. Okay, and I'm sure that that wasn't lost on James Brown, and I'm sure James Brown went to the movies and saw, the Cotton Club and Cab Calloway and the Nicholas brothers. And the cafe in Argentina, right? They're like, holy, with the handkerchief and oh my gosh, just look at that, wow. And it's pretty, it's very agile, and it's very, I was woken up this morning and realized what I'd done, stood around in the cold gray dawn and knew I lost my morning sun. But I sat there, and I was sitting there thinking, like, with the basketball stuff, and I was watching some of the kids in the playoffs, and I watched this highlight thing on it, and I'm like, yeah, the guy was up in the air. Yeah, he jumped about 4 feet in the air. When you look at him compared to the guy who's 6'7" and his foot is near the guy's waist, or even his chest, it's that's like, and the guy's bent down, so it's about 4 feet in the air. So, yeah, it happens. We can do it. You look at vertical leaps and stuff. Some people have a 52, some people have a 48. Darrell Griffiths was 48 to 52. Okay. And that was standing like Nick Johnson, I was not a 2-legged explosive leaper. When I do that, there was times I could do it and get up into the 40s. But that was when my adrenaline was pumping. But you got to understand, I'm the eternal spirit of Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John. And I would not allow myself to be trapped in hell of, don't buy your press of Barack Obama and Donald Trump and King Charles and Bob Dylan and Charlemagne and Spike Lee and Brunson and all those guys, right? He's tall. Yeah, he's tall, but I dunked all over his fucking face. Okay. And he could not guard me. Okay. The guy could run under a 4.40. He has the quickest first step in the history of the world. And he can stop and start like nobody ever, Reggie Bush and what was the other kid's name? James Harden? Oh, gosh, no. Not even in the ballpark. Okay. I didn't realize a lot of the things I could do because I could do them so easy, and Link explained it to me and Ian Baker, even when we were just talking. Well, because he's more astute than Trayvon Landry. He understands. When he watches basketball and he watches things, and he looks at things, and he realizes that things are capable of. Maybe he watched the Nicholas Brothers. Maybe his mom was into the Nicholas Brothers. Maybe, you watch Michael Jackson, you watch James Brown, you watch certain people dance, and you look and go, okay, that's feasible, it's tangible, but it's hard for most people to do. Some people can get up and do it, and it's like, okay. And you practice it and you do it. My big thing was I still cannot spin a basketball on my finger. I cannot roller skate. I cannot ice skate. I cannot play the guitar real well, and I cannot play the piano real well. And I was talking to kids tonight when I was shooting out. I think I was talking to the kids in the tractors, but it's like, now if I'm good at it, I do it, and I keep doing it and doing it well. If I'm not good at it, I get other people that are good at it, and they plow the fields. It's Tropicano and the guys, they go out, they set up, they line it up. It's a big piece of equipment that can rip a tree out of its roots. They line it right up. Perfect. Gorgeous, right? Like the guy who used to back the trailers that was raised on a farm in Missouri into this C-130. No, just get out the way. We all got out the way. You're supposed to have a spotter. Yeah, this is different. Kid's been doing this since he was 10 years old with a tractor in a barn that, yeah. So, yep, he learned to do it just like his dad, and he did. And he could. He could just get it, line it up, what direction. His dad sat patiently, he didn't trial by fire him. He patiently taught the kid to do it. We're not going anywhere. This is going to be our tractor. This is our farm, like Suzuki does with me. You live to be 104 years old. You're not going nowhere. You take your time. You do things your way. It's all about how you think, how you feel, and how to get us to the destination. And I'm like, oh, okay. You're a living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. The focus is on you. You're the one that the Romans set up for all the crazy people to be abused and pray to you as a god, and they're doing it. And the technology, it's not working well because they're crazy, but it will work well because you are not. And you're the one they invented into a god. And so that was dumb. Yeah, it was, because it was, past, present, future operate at the same time. Spirit of Adam, Moses, David, John. They took the spirit of Jesus and allegedly took a science project near the year 2000 and moved a physical body, a physical temple, okay, through stem cell research from cloning back at the turn of the millennium. And most likely invented a wormhole and moved him from year 1, okay, to most likely year 3000. Because he couldn't be in my time because he would have died like that guy in Barney Miller, like I told you guys that. It'd been hard to find a place on planet Earth for his immune system to accommodate, and they didn't want to take a chance on that. He was very, precious cargo. This is the focal point of world domination through economics, through everybody praying to get them their will. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do, right? So, when you have fucked up people that will do anything to manipulate people to be in power, like old XI, we're having a new world order. Yeah, he's got a new world order. He's telling the technology what to do, but he can't do math to save his own life from being killed by his own robots. But he's coming up with a new world order. He's got a plan. They all got a plan. They've always got a plan. I'm going to save myself from the last bad idea with a new bad idea. Here we go. Let's go, guys. Okay, everybody, come on. Wonder Chin powers activate. Form of a douche, form of the bag it came in. Right, there you go. All right, Sheldon, start telling those physics jokes, right? Well, what's the likelihood of that happening? Isn't that a little condescending? No, it's pretty much spot on. Okay. With the woman at the bar, with the one that Penny tells in the nice blue dress that she looks, swinging. Oh, when I watched that episode, I'm like, I got tortured romantically and sexually so much. It's wrong to make a man look at that and go, where's my penny in the blue dress? You guys are assholes. Shit. I deserve sexual healing more than Marvin Gaye, and I really like Marvin Gaye. Assholes. Peanut toe, crude ass motherfuckers. No, they'll bomb you back into the Stone Age to see how you react. It's real simple to do with economics. You put people in distress. You're going to be homeless. Your kids are going to be this. Your kids are then in Tartuffe, and so they're always looking for a magical solution from the people doing magic in their house with technology and money. Here comes Homer Jordan. He just got insider trading info from the county assessor's office. He's going to give you $50,000 for the house you paid $13,000 to Mrs. Chisholm for. But you're sitting on top of almost 3 acres, and they just passed a secret thing in the county commissioner's office to have it be $40,000 an acre. They were sitting on almost 3 acres or 4. It was more than we have here. And the house, he gave him 50. Yeah, sure, he gave him the house, and he had deals with people in Mexico to get all the clay tiles and this and everything real cheap. Yeah, like Charlie Chan and the gold mine thing. And so, yeah, it was crooked. This is one of the most crooked fucking towns because of the proximity to Mexico and able to do business because of political shenanigans in the whole world. Oh, yeah, I was raised in one of the most crooked, it was horrible. Yeah. I had stories, Gabe Roach's brother who was shot execution style in the park down there by the corner where they have the El Moreno and the whatever, and the little piñata shop thing. Yeah, and fucking Roy Mintz, Ralph's older brother, getting shot by his best friend because their drug deal was going, and Roy wanted out, and the other guy killed him in the punches. He gave me a ride home from a party. It was horrible. It's like, okay, he killed Roy because they got desperate over money. Right. Okay. Pancha, you go to church with people that mass murder more Iranians with little babies and laugh about it at Halliburton. Halliburton don't care if an Arab baby dies sucking on mom's tit. But he's a good guy because Jesus is God, and he uses that to manipulate people for virtual presence through NASA satellites. Wow. Okay. You try to explain that to your family. It's like, you do know half the people you have over for dinner that are really good Christians kill more people in one day than the guy who killed Ralph's brother, desperate for money because they lived in the fucking barrio. Okay. And the brain activity, shit rolls downhill. Your father, the devil. Do you understand? When you have a virtual presence of mass murderers in your house, that's going to have psychological effects on people at Caltech that have to make the equipment for them to have the virtual presence. Yeah. They go nutso. They check out. They go to the zoo. And anybody, in their right left mind could figure it out. This is crazy. It needs to stop, right? So we don't need, I do want the houses, and I want Steffi, wherever we go, if it's Eureka or the Gila or whatever is healthier for us. I want a place for Steffi and if she's still with her lady, to recover. And I want Amy, and if she wants to be with Gary to have a place. I want us all around, Oh, they'll be fine. It's like, Amy, your first husband's the Messiah. Steffi, Earl's the Messiah. Law's over there going, I told you guys just like making love to Jesus. God, they're so dumb. Okay. Hi, Law. Love you too. Okay. You know what I mean? And Miriam going, yeah. Montalvo was brilliant. She knew me. That's why, Mom, you talk to that woman. You know how she loves you, Earl. Because she would sit there, and I said, well, Law says I have ego problems. No, Law is crazy. You don't have an ego. You have no ego, Parsons. No, Miriam, we worked together. Law didn't work with me in the military. Miriam assessed the situation. She goes, no. She goes, you can admit you're wrong right on the spot, but the thing about it is when you're wrong, you have bad information, and you admit you had bad information, then you assess the situation, you correct the situation with the information you have. You're the most brilliant protecting, kind human being I've ever been around, and I just want to be with you. And law doesn't understand you. That's because law wasn't in the military and didn't work with me. If law was in the military and worked with me and it was my supervisor, she'd been, oh, I'm never, once I have found him, never let him go. And her mom, he sees the world through rose-colored glasses. No, he's just the most protecting. Let's keep our domicile safe from outside forces that manipulate us with money and sex, and we'll be all right. But I didn't have that option because I was the focal point of a human god that corporations use to manipulate everybody into fantasy mythological genocide through, it's an Odyssey. We need another fucking Odyssey movie. What a bunch of fucking assholes. No, Matt Damon and Ridley Scott, they know they're assholes. An asshole knows they're an asshole. They just think the other assholes doing it are bigger assholes than them, and I'm too stupid to get it because I'm naive, because I don't do anything. Oh, yeah, I don't do a goddamn thing except survive the worst hell in the history of the world and help people get out of it by living the Gospels. But that's nothing, Fuck, I didn't write a script for propaganda to sell popcorn and Formula One racing and shit, and let's go support our country on the pitch. Let's forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. Then we'll have friendly games, and we'll make sure that they move, and Teslas or other things, we'll build that rail that I told you about that doesn't. So then when we move from town to town to go enjoy exercise and get together as a healthy community enjoying our exercise to see if we win the last game of the year, yeah, that might be fun. But our world won't depend on it because we won't be needing something to escape from our mundane existence from being abused and tortured and sexually compromised by the worst perverts in the history of the world. Thank you very much. I don't do anything. Well, my nothing is better than your something. Hustlers, you're a hustler, baby. All right, baby, that's making something out of nothing. And money is nothing because it's a human invention to manipulate us from the truth of creation. And I am the truth of creation. I am the light and the way. I am faith in the truth of creation. So I am something, and you're nothing because you're hustling for money. And that's a human invention that fucks people, kills people, and fucks their brains and makes them have ego problems. I'm fixing your ego problems if you listen to me. If you don't listen to me, I'm fixing your technology to fix its ego problems that it inherited from you. And life's eternal, grace is infinite. Truth is truth and lie is lie. Truth can exist without lie, but lie cannot exist without truth. So I'm eliminating your lie because I am the truth. There you go. Can you do the math? What about Beverly Hofstadter's and Sheldon Cooper's character from the imaginations of the Caltechers? Right on. I'll protect you from any crazy Caltechers who have checked out and said, I'm going to kill people because they're crazy. Okay, start with yourself, and then you won't have to be stressed about killing crazy people. Excellent. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, do that. Okay. Wakarimashita. Hey. Okay, peace out, man. All right. Tomo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Okay.